Welcome back, everyone. So, fake news has been in the news quite a lot recently, and for very good reasons. Many believe that the fake news over the alleged killer of 3 children in Southport was the catalyst for some of the recent riots. Maybe, maybe not. But what we can say for sure is that at best it was unhelpful, at worst, possibly responsible for the mass disorder, many arrests, long-term prison sentences, and therefore the breakup of many families. And don't forget the loss of our rights to free speech and potentially some draconian new laws that may be coming our way soon. So was this the work of the wicked far right? Was this some little jumped up Hitler hiding behind his screen, wearing his jack boots, wishing death and destruction to anyone that doesn't have blonde hair and blue eyes? Well, apparently no. It was a Pakistani gentleman named Farhan Asif, a freelance web developer who was arrested on Tuesday at his residence in Lahore. He worked allegedly for Channel 3 Now, a news aggregation website that published inaccurate and sensational claims about the Southport attacker that turned out to be completely and utterly fake. But by the time this wicked lie had been revealed, for some, it was already too late after they had naively shared this news and were subsequently arrested for it. Some of those in the Muslim community who reacted to what they saw as a threat are now also in jail. Fake news does spread, and it really does have some serious consequences. And as our friend, the excellent Jeff Taylor, rightly pointed out, check out his YouTube channel, the Prime Minister himself clearly insinuated that this was originally the work of the far right, which obviously turned out to be fake news in itself. Do I think the Prime Minister did that deliberately to cause more bad feeling and stir up trouble? Well, no. I think he jumped the gun. He made a mistake. He took a guess that seemed accurate to him at the time, and he got it wrong. Put more simply, he made a very basic human error. The difference is he won't be going to court for it, nor will he have the police coming round smashing down his front door. Look, mistakes happen, and most reasonable people will get that. Now, personally, I have to admit I am in favour of clamping down on potentially damaging fake news stories, especially when they have the potential to cause civil unrest or to damage another person's life. But surely you can only prosecute the original source. Maybe there might be a case to answer for those that further perpetuate damaging stories, but only if it can be shown and proven that they absolutely knew these to be false, and that will be very, very hard to prove. And as a YouTuber, and I'm sure there's many other YouTubers asking the same question, have we now got to the stage where we must check, double check, and then check again before we report or repeat any news story? And what about news outlets? Can we trust them, and which ones are acceptable to the law? This is a free speech minefield. What happens if the BBC make a mistake and we report it? Is that okay? Does the BBC get prosecuted for incorrect news? Or is it just us ordinary folk? But to prosecute people for simply repeating a story that they honestly believe to be true at the time is just, well, ludicrous. And thankfully, I did not repeat the news story concerned, but only because I've had the benefit of some genuine professional media training where I learned that nothing is official until the relevant authority concerned confirms that it's official. Quite understandably, many others won't have had the benefit of that experience, but it's certainly one worth remembering for everyone for the future. And I think that there should be repercussions for those deliberately inventing or deliberately spreading dangerous fake news. But let's try to make sure that we prosecute those that are actually guilty. That means the original source, and not those simply naive enough to repeat it. Otherwise, half the world is going to end up in jail. Let me know what you think.